welcome to the Arsenal show. We are live, and it's the post-match reaction of the Manchester City versus Arsenal game. We're joined by my co-host Steve K. How you doing, Steve?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year to everybody out there.
Yep. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Not the result Arsenal wanted, but definitely a valiant effort from the team. First and foremost, Steve, what was your thoughts? Let's not go too much into detail, but give you your first little thoughts on the game before we go to the player ratings.
Fantastic. Very proud Arsenal fan today. After analysing everything, thinking about the performance, I'm a very proud Arsenal fan because we were absolutely fantastic yesterday. Probably, even though we lost the game, for me, the best performance of the season so far.
Mm-hmm.
Better than the Tottenham performance. We beat them 3-1. I don't care what anybody says. And, it's about now it's time for everybody to get behind the side and get on board with the side, like we have done from the beginning. And it's time to, get your, it's time to start making some apologies to some certain people. And for those who, didn't believe, the process and where we was going and the things that some Arsenal fans were saying, I'd like to say just get behind and you're welcome that we've educated you and now you've changed your views because we've been telling you for 2 years. But very, very proud, great performance. Got nothing bad to say about the team whatsoever.
All right. Let's get onto the player ratings then. First and foremost, Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot to do. Like in some games, I think that was mainly because we took the game to City and everything, all the little compartments just clicked into place. And I'm not one of these people who, because they wasn't in the game and they give him a 6. I'm not one of these people. The penalty, obviously, you're not expected to save a penalty, and the goal, he could do nothing about. So, for me, I'm gonna give him a 7.
All right, Aaron Ramsdale gets a 7 from Steve. I thought Aaron Ramsdale. I thought he had a good game yesterday. He didn't have too much to do. I think they had 2 shots on target all game, like you said. That comes down to the setup, the way the team played, the way they defended. But I thought his distribution was really good. A couple of ridiculous balls for about 80 yards, pinged them across field to players. Very good. That's what Ramsdale's there for as well. His distribution, and it was on point yesterday. Tomiyasu.
Yeah, excellent. Was Sterling playing? Did he touch the ball? Did he? Every time he got the ball, he looked like he was frightened. Looked like he was scared. It looked to me as if it's been. I always played as a left winger, and there was times, not often, not many times, where I was scared of the right back, but you knew what they was all about, and you would back off and you wouldn't play the same type of game, and that's what that game looks like to me. It looked like to me Tomiyasu said, I'm just going to have you. You're not getting past me. And Sterling just looked nervous from minute 1, and I just think that was just a lot down to Tomiyasu's, what he's becoming in the Premier League, and a compliment to him. From on his day, one of the best left-sided players in the league. Again, I can't remember anything he did wrong. Very strong performance again. I'm going to give him an 8.
All right, Tomiyasu gets an 8 from Steve. You're 100% right with regards to Raheem Sterling. Still in Tomiyasu's pocket right now. Did not get seen the whole game. Absolutely went missing. But that was because of the heroics of Tomiyasu. Great defending, a couple of lovely blocks, up and down that flank all day long. Yeah, it's quality Tomiyasu. Kieran Tierney.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And, you're going to get bored probably with me saying it. But, we've got a defender now. And I hope every Arsenal fan now out there can see it, because he's now becoming the complete defender. And which is, he could be going on the same lines as possibly an Ashley Cole, because, but let's just hope that he don't even go to another club.
Yes,
but he's becoming the complete defender. I think we got again a large pat on the back for Mikel Arteta on this one. Bringing Tavares in, not dropping Tavares, but I think always having in the back of the mind that he wanted Kieran Tierney to do different things. And, I've been quite critical of Kieran Tierney on here in the past, where I've told him that when he's got praise from a lot of areas, I've said, yeah, you deserve them praise. But Kieran, you've got to back your ideas, mate, because your defending's poor. And I've sort of championed that many a time. And I think that was one of the reasons why Arteta left him out, as well as obviously the good form from Tavares. But now, he's becoming a complete defender, and for me, I'm giving him a 9.
All right, Tierney gets a 9 from Steve. All right, I thought Kieran Tierney was very good yesterday. First half especially was an absolute thorn in the side of Man City. Cancelo had an absolute, he was not as in a nightmare as he played bad in any sort of way, but with Kieran Tierney and Gabriel Martinelli down that flank, he was absolutely having nightmares. And he probably still is last night, because they were devastating. They were non-stop. Kieran Tierney, obviously, with the assist, a little bit quieter in the second half, but still got a couple of crosses, nice crosses in. Very good game yesterday from Kieran Tierney. Gabriel.
Again, he was very good up. Let's take away what he did. He was excellent up to them. He looked strong. He probably wasn't. Again, I didn't think he was the better of the centre halves again, which is a great, thumbs up to Ben White. Because to me, Ben White is growing stronger and stronger and stronger, and worth, we'll come to him in a minute. But he was good. He was good. Gabriel was strong, but he did make a, that what was silly. You can always give away one, but the second one was a bit silly. We've all done it. We've all been there. And I'm sure people out there which have played football, you've done it, I've done it, where you react, and it's very easy to turn around and say to someone, you've got to calm down, you've got to change your game. But if you do change your game, you're not the player you are. And sometimes, Gabriel's does have that little bit of red mist, and he was still a bit peed off by the penalty. But, you know, I'm going to take away from what he did there, even though it was silly. And I'm going to give him a 7.
All right, Gabriel with a 7. Yeah, I thought Gabriel had a good game yesterday up until that. Yeah, silly for mouthing off to the ref. If that was that's what his yellow card was for, depending on what he said. I don't know really what he said. So
he scuffed the spot, didn't he? That's what he got booked for.
No, it wasn't. It was for having words with the ref. Didn't get scuffed. Nothing. There was nothing about the scuff in the spot. He didn't get seen. Ref didn't see it. It was for saying afterwards, like literally 2 seconds after that. He went up to the ref and said about not giving the penalty, not going to see the screen for our one. That's what he said. He said, how come you didn't go and see the screen for that one? And then he pulled out the yellow card. He already had the yellow card out. So yeah, it's for mouthing off. And the second one, yeah, it was silly. No danger, the halfway line. Yeah, I don't want him to curb his aggression because that's what makes Gabriel what he is. But he does need to learn from those sorts of things there. Yeah, at that point there, literally, funnily enough, we should have scored like a minute before that. But that there is no danger from Jesus, and that is just rash decision. And he realised that as he was doing it, because he's tried to pull out. He's gone like that, and then he's gone like, straight away, but it's just not enough. And Gabriel,
I felt the referee had lost the game by then. I know we might go on in a little bit more in depth into, because I do feel we have to talk about that. It was a massive part of what happened yesterday. But I think what you're talking about there, Kieran, that at that point he had lost. That referee had gone, you know,
yeah, the referee had gone, but we can't control what the referee does, and that is in our control. A silly foul at the halfway line with no danger. Yeah, that's our own problem. What the referee does was the referee was shocking. So was VAR. It's not VAR. Whoever was up in there, in Stockley Park, was having an absolute. Ronald McDonald's was at Stockley Park. It was an absolute joke yesterday. But yeah, we'll get onto that in a bit. Ben White.
I thought he was excellent again. I mean, this guy's like. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a centre half play balls out from the back and run out the back and go through other players like he has ever. I think there was a good Brazilian player that used to do it, centre back, who younger viewers probably won't remember, but his name was a player called Socrates. And if you go and have a look at him on YouTube, he was very similar.
Like a bloody midfielder.
He used to just pick the ball up from the back and just used to just spray balls left, right, and then every now and then he'll just decide to go through the midfield like you just said, like a midfielder. But Ben White yesterday, I thought was excellent because he was strong in the tackle, and I think that back four is just morphing together into a top Premiership European back four, and they've only played each other for so many games, and so exciting. But Ben White, I thought he was excellent yesterday, and again, I'm going to give him an 8 because I just think he was better than Gabriel.
Ben White gets 8. Ben White's range of passing is a joke. He's like a midfielder from the centre back position. He gives us an extra player when we're breaking out. He's that option where you can break through the lines. he's an extra player in midfield when we need him. Passings on point, tackles. It's nice to see him not going down as much recently as well. Because one thing I did see him do a lot when he first came is slide in. And we don't want him to be that sort of defender. You can have them at last-ditch moments, but stay on your feet. And he was doing that a lot more recently, just poking the ball out of players' feet. He does still go down when he needs to, and we all love them heroic challenges. But if he wants to turn into that next-level defender, he needs to start thinking a bit more PK. And he's definitely got that in his locker. I think Ben White has got a very high bar. Very, very, very good performance yesterday. Thomas Partey.
Thomas Partey. Brilliant. Best game so far. I thought it was his best game before the commentators and the co-commentators said it was his best game. I just, looking at him right from the off, he, for me, just ran the midfield. He was the Thomas Partey that I've wanted to see since he's came from Atletico Madrid. I just thought you can't say more than much more than that he controlled the whole midfield, and his tackle, he was strong in a tackle, which is I wanted from him for a very long time now, because Thomas, I've felt since you come to the club you've been weak. But yesterday, you was the player I wanted to see. You was tough, you was strong, you was getting stuck in. You was making tackles, you was doing rash tackles, but you're a centre midfield player and you're going to do that. And I want to see that. It's what we always used to see from Patrick Vieira, and we always used to laud him for it. So let's not have a go at centre midfield players for going to ground every now and then. Because if you do go and have a look at YouTube and look at Patrick Vieira, what he used to do, and he was our legend, and he deserves to be called a legend. And if Partey carries on like this, who knows, he could become an Arsenal legend. But he was fantastic yesterday. There was nothing I could fault. And the best thing about Thomas Partey yesterday is that he didn't have a shot. So thank you for that. So I think Arteta's got into him there. Partey for me yesterday gets a 9.
All right. On top of his ball winning yesterday, I thought his passing was excellent. I thought he's always like to take risks with his passing, as you have to in that position. Passing through the lines into the channels, long range passes. His range of passing was very good. Cutting out 3 or 4 players just through to the flanks. Excellent yesterday. The little jinking run where he put it through his legs, then put it through to, I think it was Martinelli. Brilliant. Very good performance. Top performance yesterday, Thomas Partey. Very understandable why he got man of the match. Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka, I thought was excellent yesterday. Absolutely excellent. Pivotal in the goal. I'm glad it got mentioned eventually in the half-time break that it was him who started that goal off, because it seems to me commentators and co-commentators these days who commentate on the matches seem to have this, that only the first 2 players are the players that get involved in a goal. But it was Granit Xhaka who started that off with a lovely little ball through. And he was excellent through the whole game. We have to talk about the penalty where he pulled his shirt. I mean, if that's a penalty, and if people want to call Granit Xhaka out for that, then I feel sorry for you, because I mean that was an absolute joke. Silva's dived, and I don't know what more. It was just a disgrace of a decision. Yeah, we can call Xhaka out for grabbing the shirt in the first place. But I see that 50 times during the game. But it seems
the only thing is, if you're in the box, you're asking that.
That happens you're in a corner. You're getting corners all the time. That happens all the time. You'll be giving penalties every single minute. I'm watching the corners and it's pulling shirts. Well, that's a penalty as well then. Because
they're not going down on the ground. If they go down on the ground
and
someone's pulling their shirt, they are diving. They are diving. People dive. And especially when you've got a crafty player like Bernard Silva, Granit Xhaka's problem with that penalty yesterday was the shirt bit, was grabbing the shirt. Bernardo Silva done him, which is can happen. Bernardo Silva's one of the best players in the Premier League this season. He's been, as my mate suggested today, he's been playing Messi levels. You can't get the ball off him. So getting glided past by Bernardo Silva is there's nothing to be embarrassed about or ashamed about. The fact that he moved the leg out of the way, very well done, because he's dived over there. That's the point where he's diving. But it's the shirt grab. Where he's grabbing the shirt, that's where the referees or people in VAR are gonna try and pull it up. And it was soft. It was soft. But I can't argue with it being a penalty because of that. And that's where Granit Xhaka's got to learn. He can learn, but
he won't learn. He's never going to change.
Well, then that's the problem. Then
that's what you're going to say. That's what they was talking about in the beat. If you want him to change, then get rid of him because he ain't. It was like they was talking about it, and there was after the game, man. It doesn't matter. Some players are emotional and they will do things. And I just mentioned Patrick Vieira there for one. I can mention Dennis Bergkamp for another. And it doesn't matter. I'm not, don't give me all this stuff in the comments or people watching by saying, oh, he ain't as good as him. It's nothing to do with it. I could do that on a Sunday morning. It's still the same thing. But some players you're not going to change. You can't turn Joey Barton into someone else. You can't turn Fernandinho, who's got sent off 10 times in his career, and no matter how many times Pep will wrote, don't do it. They just can't. They can't. I mean, I got told as a footballer, don't do it. Don't do it. My dad, don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't go in because it's just part of you. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, he can't do it, but you really think he will do it again. But I just think that whatever Granit Xhaka does, some people are going to bring it out, and they're going to talk about things other than everything that he did in the game, because before that and after that, he was absolutely outstanding. But people will bring up other things, which is sad.
Yeah, Granit Xhaka had a very good game yesterday. Even Thomas Partey bossed the midfield. Apart from that bit there, Bernardo Silva was very much non-existent in the majority of the game. Yeah, Man City had large amounts of possession, but they didn't do anything with it. There were no trouble.
No.
Everything was in front of them, and that was for that reason. It was for the reason of the defenders. It was for the reason of the midfield, because they were so the structure of the team was on point. But with regards to the penalty, it's like those players that you mentioned, barring Joe Barton, he's not even in this conversation. Patrick Vieira did learn, and he did curb it. He curbed it, Steve. When Patrick Vieira first got to Arsenal, he was spitting at Neil. What's his name? Razor Ruddock. He was clamping people week in, week out. He was getting red cards left, right, and centre. And he curbed
batting Roy Keane.
He curbed it. Yes, he had moments, but how many moments were that a season? Like, Granit Xhaka has had the best season so far, and he had a good quality. I thought he had a good season last season. So
more than that as well.
But these are the things where it takes you from a certain level to another level. Though these things, composure. He doesn't need to grab. He can put his arm out, and if he puts his arm out and doesn't grab, it's not a penalty. It's literally only the grabbing the shirt that has made them think soft.
I mean, even that grab, even when you see the grab of the shirt, I mean, this is what gets me, right? This is what gets me. The lawmakers are killing this game, right? The lawmakers. I blame the lawmakers more than the referees, right? How we all know that the exact same thing happened at our end, and nothing happens. Yeah, but I Man City having a go at the Ederson. What did Ederson do that Xhaka didn't? The only thing that's different is exactly. He got away with it.
Exactly.
Right? So this shouldn't have to happen, that he's getting away, that people get away with it. It should. And when it goes up to VAR and you're up there and you're looking at that penalty, the Xhaka one, surely you have to look at it and think, no way is that shirt pull. We've played football, Kieran. That don't make you go like that.
No, it don't.
Like,
he was already
like,
down.
That does not make you go like that. So that tells me these referees have not kicked a ball in their whole life, and these are the people that are controlling our game, right? If it comes towards the end of the season, right, and we lose the Champions League by a point or 3 points, right, because of that, it's a disgrace. It's an absolute joke. We need someone with intelligence, right, who can look at that and think that he could have gone on, carried on, still had a shot, possibly scored. Ramsdale could have saved it, right? And that pull of that shirt did nothing, right? Nothing to affect the only thing that affected that state of play is that Bernard Silva decided he wanted to do a Tom Daley impression. Right.
Yeah, that little arch back, that was poor.
So who are these people that are sitting up in these places that can't see that? Yeah, what they kind of played the game, and this is what really riled me up yesterday. And I thought I was going to calm down by the time we would have got on today, but it goes back to that. If we lose Champions League football by a point or 3 points because of that, I'd like to know where the geezer with the VAR did that lives. I'll tell you. You know, I'm not. It's a bit, but Kieran, it is that serious. You're talking millions and millions of pounds over a decision that is absolutely a joke.
Yeah, but as I said, he's giving him an option. And when you give him the option, it is what it is. What have you given Granit Xhaka?
8. He's better than Gabriel, so I'll give him a 7. So he's got to be an 8. And I mean, look, and one thing you've got to, as well, you know, I shouldn't have to sort of tell people this. You know, people should know this. I mean, when he put that captain armband on, are you kidding me? And that's people trying to tell me that he shouldn't be captain of Arsenal. It's ridiculous. The geezer just grew when he put that armband on. And he's just, this have Lacazette or Tierney. Yeah.
All right, Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard. I mean, again, he's just playing well week in, week out now, isn't he? And he's, you know, that his ball play, the way he picks up that ball and the way he sort of caresses it, you know, I can't, you know, there are elements of Dennis Bergkamp in the sense of that he seems to find so much space, you know, and this is the guy that can just open up defences, and he's just getting, he's just getting better and better for me. We should have had a penalty again. Why wasn't that looked at? I just can't. What is it? Everyone's on the Man City bandwagon. I think, can't upset Man City, but but I'll give Odegaard an 8 for yesterday.
All right. How that wasn't a penalty, I do not know. It's mad that they've asked the referee to look at the second one in the second half, but not at this first one. I don't know what they were talking about on Match of the Day last night when they were saying, yes, the other one, it's got a picture of someone grabbing the shirt, so it's easiest to see. And this one's inconclusive. We looked at it 3 times and saw. They said there's an angle where it looks like he got the ball. Yeah, there's always an angle. There's an angle on every shot where it looks like something else. But when the majority of the angles look like he has not got the ball, it's quite obvious for me that it was a pen. When they're saying, oh, you can't see yes, you can see his foot. You can see whose foot kicks the ball. The pace, I think Johnny in there saying that he was not under control when he came out. The pace that Ederson came out at, there is no way that ball piddles away from his foot at the pace that he comes out at if he gets contact with that ball. The reason why that ball only goes literally not even a metre away is because the ball has been moved by Odegaard's foot being hit by Ederson's boot, and then it slowly just piddles away. There was that. That was criminal. That was criminal. Was it 9 minutes in or something like that? These decisions. That they need to take a look at themselves, because that for me was very obvious.
But they were saying after the game, because they brought that Peter Walton in, who again,
he was pointless. Pointless.
What? I don't know why he's even on this on there. I mean, the guy's an absolute. Seriously, they're absolutely clueless, and he was convinced that the Xhaka one was a penalty. And to be fair, you had the guy who does the presenter on BT Sport. You had who did you have? You had Rio Ferdinand, and you had Julian Lescott, and every single one of them was saying to that Peter Walton, "What's the difference between that and that?" And Peter Walton was saying, "Well, he's taken. There's been a touch." He said, "Well, there's a touch there, isn't there?" I said, "We can all see there's a touch." I said, "We've played that back 4 or 5 times to you now while we're in the studio. You can see there's a touch. I can see there's a touch. It's evident that everybody watching at home can see there's a touch. So what is the geezer up in the VAR not seeing? Is he seeing that there's not a touch?"
No, it's
Where's consistency.
When the commentators on BT Sport Live are saying, if that's not a penalty, I'll be stunned, and then the commentators on BBC are saying the same thing, if that's not a penalty, when it goes to VAR, I'll be stunned, and it's not a penalty, you have to take a look at that. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah,
it was criminal. Criminal. I don't know what Peter Walton was talking in doing somersaults. He's telling Rio Ferdinand not to be confused when he's confused himself. Scooby-Doo had more of a clue than he did yesterday. I don't think he knew what he was talking about. Absolute gibberish he was going on about. Absolute nonsense. You're just trying to protect your mates. There's no point in him being on there if he's just going to go on there and just back up what's being said or being done on the field. For him to just be on there to just explain, look, we can see what's going on, but it's nonsense. It's nonsense.
Yeah. I mean, look, you got we've got Nathan in the comments there. All right, Nathan. He was a striker. I mean, would he expect? Would you expect? Would he expect a penalty for that? When you're going round, surely you would, wouldn't you? If you're being touched like that, what would you? Strikers are honest.
The way that goalkeeper's coming, the way Ederson's coming out there, that he got clattered. He got clattered. That's why he was down for about 5 minutes. He was absolutely clattered.
that was a good judge actually, because the first thing you do, because all you could see was Ederson lying on the floor. Why he was lying on the floor, I don't know what he was lying on the floor for. You know, yeah, nothing happened to him, but he's just
feigning injury himself because he knew that he was in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
He was in trouble.
But referees, as soon as I see that, I thought, you know that's a penalty. So what does a referee do? What have they been doing their whole lives?
I just
school teachers who have been librarians who, go and do a course. This is what it seems to me.
Well, what we need to understand is Stuart Atwell didn't give either of the penalties, so that's consistency there. He didn't get either of the penalties. He thought that Ederson
shouldn't he, Kieran?
But
why shouldn't he?
But
throw some balls.
But that's what VAR's for. If he doesn't see it, he doesn't give it, and he hasn't given either.
But that shouldn't be that, should it?
That's what VAR's there for.
VAR should say, well, we have a look, and then the referee should think, well, no, you're out. No, I still think I'm right.
No, but why? Why? The VAR says have a look because we've spotted something you might not have done, and if he can't be conclusive, he can't give it. Like he can't guess. So if he hasn't seen it, then that's what VAR is there for, to say, oh, take another look. But he should have said take another look at both. How
exactly?
They have to be saying take a look at both. There's no way you should be saying take a look at the other one after the referee's waved it away and he hasn't said take a look at the Odegaard one. That's where it stings, because that's a pen.
I just want, if VAR are getting things like this wrong, which then what's the point in it? What is the point in VAR? I don't, because for me, is there, okay, we're saying that the Odegaard one should have been a penalty, but there's an argument. There's an argument here to say that the referee weren't far out on both. Do you know what I mean? He never give both, and the speed of the game, how quick it was yesterday, and looking at the Xhaka one, you would have thought, yeah, he's all right. Yeah, there's a little pull of the shirt there, but God, blimey, the geezer's just done a Tom Daly. Do you know what I mean? There's no way that's a penalty.
And that's what he's clearly seen. That's what he's done. He's looked at that. He's seen Silva do his little dive. He's like, nah, get up, mate, get up. I saw Xhaka's leg go across, and he's pulled it out of the way.
The way.
That's what the referee's done. But then the VAR has pulled it back and said, no, you need to take another look at that. Well, then they need to be doing that on both of them then, and that's my problem. They didn't. And the first one, if the first one happens, the second one don't. Butterfly effect. The first one.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something sorted. Seriously, it can't go on. It can't go on like this.
Yeah, the referees have been stinking out the place recently as well.
Well, yeah, but they've got no. I mean, he lost like I said earlier. For me, he lost the game. Very, very early sort of second half-ish, and with VAR over their heads, it's maybe there's a case to say that they're a bag of nerves, that every decision they make, it's going to be questioned, which I can see that point of view a little bit, but sometimes I think the referees got to come to the referees have got to get it in their heads that sometimes now, especially after seeing this weekend, right, they've got to say to themselves, sometimes VAR gets it wrong. Yeah, because I'm sure that referee would have gone out and watched that again and said, no, I'm sure I've still got that right. But I don't know. It will hurt. Let's just hope it don't hurt us at the end of the season.
Yeah, let's hope it don't. Gabriel Martinelli.
Yeah, I mean, this kid is he's wow, isn't he? I mean, we spoke a little while ago, didn't we? And we said, like, Who does he remind him of? I tell you what, I said Ronaldo. Go and have a look at a few Ronaldo games when he used to play for Manchester United when he first came there. When he used to go down that wing and he used to run at people, right? And he used to take people on and he used to score goals. That was him yesterday, I'm telling you. He was, and I don't know what all this thing about trying to put Martinelli into a different position, because for me, he don't need to be in another position. This is
they keep trying to put him up front.
Where is it? Why do they want to play him centre forward?
I don't know.
It was
it's odd.
But it was the same with Aubameyang, Kieran. He was scoring, being golden boot winger, scoring 30, 40 goals a season. But everyone was talking about playing him in the centre forward. And I was like, why? Why you want to play him as a centre forward? He's got one golden boot on the left-hand side. And when he was by cutting in.
I don't understand it.
I don't get it. But, he's a left-sided player. Who he reminds me of, I don't know, it's very difficult. There's a bit of Omri in him. There's a bit of Ronaldo in him. There was even a bit of Perez in him. Going at a bit of. Well, probably ain't got the same type of pace as Overmars, but there's he's one of them players who could.
He's quick. He's quick. Cancelo was eating his dust yesterday. There was this little shuffle. Yeah, there was this little shuffle. Where he just got past Cancelo and he just went, flicked his feet, just went, whoa, and he stepped up into another gear and he was just like, laters, mate.
Yeah. Overmars was ridiculous, though.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
That was ridiculous.
It was a joke.
But, this kid is, if he carries on like this, then, wow. I mean, every single defence is going to be absolutely so scared of him, and he's so young. I'll give him a 9.
Yeah, Martinelli was frightening yesterday. He runs like one of them fearless kids where he just gets the ball there. He's very direct. We'll see 4 players. He's in and out, in and out, in and out. Sometimes he stumbles through it. Sometimes he bullies through it. Sometimes he drops a bit of flair through it. But he's just a constant thorn in the side of the other defenders. Stuart Atwell, what are you doing in the penalty box at that time? You had me watching through probably about an hour's worth of clips and goals from different weekends, trying to work out why Stuart Atwell was in the penalty area when Gabriel Martinelli has that attempt on goal. Yes, Gabriel Martinelli has to put that away. It's essentially an empty net because Nathan Ake was behind the line, already on the floor. Like, he's got to put that away. But Stuart Atwell, why are you in the box? Why do you feel the need to be in you're in an area where things are going to go down in that area if the ball ricochets and pings out? Like, you was in a position where you're not getting the best view of the game, mate. Like, as you said earlier, you think by then Atwell had lost the game. He was. He was all over the place at that point. Like, why are you running into the area? And you're almost like the level of the penalty spot. Like, how's your view good there? Every other referee where I'm seeing them, on the counter attacks, when there's goals, they get to around the edge of the area and they step to the side and they just watch. They watch. Because they're getting a clear view of everything. If it goes out, but no, Stuart Atwell wants to be in amongst it. So he's looking around. He's got Martinelli there. He's having to step out the way of Martinelli. He's got the defender there. He's looking in the eyes of Edison. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing? Like, get out of the way.
Idea.
Martinelli has to step out the way, go round you. But you've got to put them away. He has to put them away. But other than that, I thought he was brilliant. There was one ball from, I'm not sure if it was Ben White's diag or if it was, what's his name? Ramsdale's 80-yard ball, But Martinelli takes it down on the run, left foot, brings it down in his stride. Cancelo, more dust, more Martinelli dust. Absolutely unreal. Brilliant yesterday.
It's exciting, man.
It is. We've got another Brazilian Saka on the left, but he's a different kind of Saka. He's like a direct. He's like a striker, more of a striker Saka. Yeah, it's brilliant. He's pace, power. Yeah, I'm very excited about Gabriel Martinelli now. Bukayo Saka.
Again, I thought he was just as good as Martinelli. I keep saying the same words, but I have to say the same words. This defenses are absolutely terrified.
They are.
Absolutely terrified of Saka.
Yeah, they are.
He has always got 2 or 3 players around him, and what he does, he will stick it through their legs. He will run. He's deceptively quick, right? He has this type of pace where it's like when you're a sprinter and you sort of like you that first sort of 10 yards. And it's incredibly quick, and it's just like boom, and he's gone. And the defender's like, what just happened there? What was he gone? But and I've also said before that the ball sticks to his feet. It's not like he kicks the ball, similar like Martinelli. He's got his own, his own way of doing things. Like some players will kick the ball and run. Overmars used to kick the ball and run. Pires is very similar to Bukayo Saka. They keep the ball close to their feet. When they run, and it's an incredible skill and incredibly difficult. And even when you look at footballers in the Premiership now, you will find it very, very hard to find players that can do that. And Saka's one that can do that. And a fantastic goal. And we have got so many players now who are just. Considering like how we was talking, just not a few months ago, you go through this team and wow, it's just exciting. Yesterday, I think I mentioned on the show the last week where that fear now has come back of when I'm watching Arsenal again. I'm screaming at the telly again. I'm walking out with 10 minutes to go and making a cup of tea because I can't bear, to watch. When they got that goal, Man City yesterday, I was sick. I was gutted. I was like, but it's great. But Xhaka, I'll let you do your bit, Kieran, but 9.
Yeah, Saka, as you said, they double up on him, and if they can't double up on him, or if they're doubling up ain't enough, they kick him. They kick him to the floor. So he does need to start getting protection. There wasn't any yesterday, but referees look after this kid because he's a star. The bar for this kid, I don't even know what the bar is because he's like, I think you mentioned Robin. He was a player where you knew what he was going to do, you knew where he was going to go, but you just couldn't stop him. And if Saka starts adding some goals to more goals to his game, like a forward,
like a Pires, like Robert Pires scored 100 goals for Arsenal, something like that.
Well, Pires and Ljungberg used to. One point they used to get below double figures, and then there was one point in their Arsenal careers when they were both getting about 15 goals a season. And that's where Bukayo Saka needs to go and will go, I think, because he's frightening.
He'll be Footballer of the Year in the next 3-4 years. I'll guarantee you that now. I'll bet with anybody that he will be.
It's a fair shout. He's so exciting. A different kind of excitement to Martinelli. And being one of our own with regards to coming through the youth ranks at such a young age, everyone loves Saka. Even fans from outside love Saka. He's our boy. Let's just collect. So nice to see you in there. Nice to see you in there as well, Johnny. Before we do go on, make sure you smash that subscribe button. If you are watching on any other platform, come over and join us in the chat live. Please smash that like and subscribe. At some point, there was like 4 or 5 Manchester City players trying to close down our star boy. It was Nathan Ake. He nearly retired him yesterday. He had him on toast.
I had to get
Arsenal
that ball
at
away
Emirates
off
was
the
a
line, though,
terrifying.
didn't he?
I
He got that
know.
ball off the... Oh, I can't believe that.
I know.
Oh,
I
no.
know, but that's where Martinelli's got to put that in the net. Arsenal at Emirates
Oh.
were terrifying. Soon they'll replicate that in a way as well. Yeah, no, it will. They will. I think with regards to away, it's just that self-belief. But I'm seeing the season in two parts now. If you look at the season before the Man United and Everton defeat, great run. But there was games where they were doing a lot of, they'd score that first goal and they'd sit in. It's changed since then. There's a lot more self-belief, a lot more confidence, and I'm hoping that after this defeat, it grows another level of confidence. Because as Odegaard said yesterday, we're nearly competing. Well, we were competing yesterday, but we're nearly on Man City's level the way we were playing yesterday, and that's what we've got to continue. And if we can continue to play like that, like we did against Man City, which we have to, that's the level. That's the level we want to be every week.
I think he's installed that into him. I think he's installed that into them. He's saying that, look, you guys are incredible. You guys can be the best. You guys can go and do anything you want.
It has to. Look. People say Mikel Arteta's arrogant. He's got a big ego. If he doesn't, if he doesn't have that arrogance, if he doesn't have that ego, and I don't see these things as a problem. If he doesn't have that, he doesn't install that into his team. Ramsdale came off yesterday and he said, we're a young team, we're fearless, we don't fear anyone. You get that from the manager. That's being instilled from the manager. They said he came into this club 2.5 years ago, and he said, I have to change the mentality of the team, of everyone around this club, and then we'll go with the fans. That's changing. You can see that it's changing. It's changing slowly, but it's changing. The players, the mentality's changed. The mentality around the club has changed. Yeah. And the fans, it's getting there. So we've got to continue that.
Down to Mikel Arteta.
We've got to continue that. It is. We've got to continue that because our energy will go onto the players. So when the players need it, in these games where we are down to 10 men, in these games in big European nights, which we are going to have soon, boys, don't you worry about that. That's when they're going to need us. That's where we talk about that 12th man.
I think like when you're hearing, like you mentioned Aaron Ramsdale, he's saying what he thinks about the club, and you've got Emil Smith-Rowe saying what he thinks about the club, and you've got Martinelli saying, I don't care if I play 10 minutes, I come and I'm going to die for this club. You got Xhaka coming in and saying, look, I know some fans don't like me, but I think things will get better. But I tell you, I give you 100%. When I go on that pitch, I will die for Arsenal Football Club. And when the Arsenal fans hear that, and where they went, so not Arsenal fans, or it should be Arsenal fans, but when also your young players, they hear things like that being said by certain players, that brings them together.
Yeah, and Gabriel said the same thing yesterday. He said he was devastated by yesterday's result. He's going to learn from his mistakes, but he will run till he dies for this club. And you've not heard that in ages. You've not heard players speak like that.
No,
you've not heard it. This is different.
We've heard it from Tierney in the past. We've heard it from Tierney.
Yeah, and we're seeing it on the pitch. We're seeing it on the pitch now as well. They are. They're coming. They're taking things personally. They're fighting for each other. When it starts to kick off down the pitch, you're seeing the others run. You're seeing them run to their rescue. That's what you want.
They said on the commentary yesterday, Kieran, where's this soft underbelly that people try to keep talking about? There's no soft underbelly at Arsenal. Yeah. These players here, they want you. They will fight.
Yeah.
They will fight you.
Yeah.
So when teams come up against them, they know that this Arsenal side, they will fight. They may kick you, they may do things that are not in the laws of the game, but sometimes you have to do that. The Invincibles, with Dennis Bergkamp, he was an evil little nasty little. Sometimes, he used to see. Sometimes I used to see him like give an elbow to someone or kick someone, or you used to have Vieira and Petites, and they was all naughty. But you got to have that naughtiness. Mate, well, my children are too old for that, mate. I'll have to get my grandchildren to do it. And they're probably too little. I've tried, but not yet.
If the Arteta's haters can't see the progress, they must have different agendas than the proper Arsenal fans. Johnny, they're quiet. They're quiet at the moment. Trust me, I'm out there searching, and they're very quiet because they've got nothing to say. They've got nothing to say. A lot of people are turning, but the Arteta routers, these people, and they're being seen for what they are. Even the people that. Because there are going to be people that have a difference of opinion. There are going to be people that haven't liked what they've seen so far. You're entitled to that opinion.
Where? How can you say that? How can people say that?
No, you're entitled to your opinion.
That's not an opinion. People are not entitled to an opinion if they say that. I'm sorry, you're not entitled. You're not entitled to your opinion because that's crap.
But there's other people out there that are jumping on every opportunity to try and throw shade on the team, and they're just getting called out. So yeah, I think everyone before anyone starts to turn around and say it's embarrassing that Arsenal fans are celebrating a loss. No one's celebrating a loss. They're just proud of their team for putting the performance and showing progression. These tests that people keep putting out, for me, they've passed another one. And we've come out of a game against arguably the best team in Europe, annoyed that we lost, annoyed that we would have been annoyed at a draw. We would have been devastated. We would have been annoyed at a draw. You see, the same reaction would have been if it was a draw. We should have won yesterday. We're the best team. We should have won. That's it.
We were better than Manchester City, so that and we was robbed yesterday. I put on a tweet, robbed, end of, and that was what it was. We
were better than City.
And we was absolutely robbed of the
before we end up breaking the hour mark, which we're going to do, but not too long. Steve, Lacazette.
Do you know what? I was talking about Aubameyang last week, and we were saying, is he going to come back? Is he going to do what could he do? We were saying he's lost pace, and I said that I don't think he's going to. It doesn't seem like he can adapt his game because he's getting to a certain age and. Maybe he can, maybe he'll stay, maybe he won't, maybe go. But anyway, Lacazette, this guy's done exactly what I was talking about that I wanted Aubameyang to do. Lacazette is adapting his game to being a different player. We've all had to do it. We've all got old, even me, Kieran. We've all had to adapt. No matter what level you play, you have to adapt it. I was a left wing. I had to change my pace. I had to go to midfield. Lacazette used to be a goal scorer. He's not as quick as he's wanted. He had to change his game. And 10 out of 10 for this guy and now you're going to get your apology. I am sorry, Lacazette. Right? But when I said to you, I want you to go because I'm changed my mind now and I'd like you to stay. I would like you to say, I would like you to at least stay for another year and bring these kids through it, even if it's just for that. I thought yesterday, I thought you was a gladiator. I thought you was a gladiator yesterday. You've been a gladiator for the past 3-4 weeks, but I wanted to see if it went on a continuous, because in the past I've seen you do a bit of, good, bad, good. And that, I'm sorry, but for Arsenal Football Club, that's not enough. You have to have at least 4 or 5 good games before you have a bad one. But mate, you proved me wrong. You proved a lot of Arsenal players wrong. I thought you was outstanding yesterday again. I thought you got overlooked by a lot of people by not being mentioned. And this score may be a bit high, but this is a little bit of a combination for you as from over the last couple of games as well and yesterday. For me, you're going to get a 9 and well done, and we'll have you for another year.
I've been thinking about this for the last however long, and my thought process on it is if Aubameyang goes, I'd like to see Lacazette stay because I would like to see one of the older players integrate the new striker because I think it would be too much of a cut to lose 2 experienced strikers from our squad. He's been outstanding, I have to say, majority of this season. And it's not even about goals, because when people say about Aubameyang misses chances, my main criticism for Lacazette is he misses chances. What he has usually done in the past is his work rate has always been very good. He's had the games where it's been questioned. but his link-up play's got a lot better. He done showed that last season that his link-up play is very integral to parts of the way we play, and especially the way we're playing now. But he's just added a bit more maturity to his game, it feels like. It feels like he's matured as a player. When you hear things from Elmore Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, about how he is one of the players who will give you extra time, will help with the youth players, giving them advice. That's what you want to hear. That's a mark of a captain and a leader in the team, and he doesn't even need to have the armband. It's good. Yeah, Lacazette, brilliant. I still want you to score more goals, mate. I still want you to take those chances because I think you deserve it. It's when you see players putting in performances like he does, where he works, he drops in deep, he makes it work with Martinelli and Saka because he drops in, pulls a player out, and then they come up and move into more central positions and cut in. He's integral to that, and he needs to get the credit that you're talking about, Steve. He needs goals. And he does get those chances in games where he should be taking them, and he will do. And I'm going to go easy on you for those at the moment because of everything else you're doing. Because Aubameyang doesn't get that because he's just a goal scorer, and his link-up play is okay, but it's not integral to his game. He doesn't bring that in enough. So when you do get them opportunities where you are getting those 1-2 in game, you have to take one of them. And if you're not, then it's like, what are you doing in the game? And that's my criticism of Aubameyang.
I think where he's getting away with it at the moment, goal wise, not performance wise on the pitch, because we like, just like that. And I like to say back, I was championing Xhaka for captaincy, but he was more or less captaincy for when he come on. I thought he, but quite happy with Lacazette being the captain for his performances and what he's doing at the moment. But I think where he's getting away with it at the moment, Kieran, is that because of what Martinelli's doing, because of what Smith-Rowe and Saka and those seem to be picking up a lot of goals at the minute, and Lacazette seems to be able to do a different job. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice, as you said, even if it's just for him, because at the end of the day, he's a goal scorer, isn't he? And he must sit at home at night and he must think, I'd love to score a couple of goals, and so it would be good for him.
It's made me rethink the forward that Arsenal might potentially bring in. That forward doesn't necessarily have to be a goal scorer, because Arsenal will have to bring more than one striker eventually, but that one in that pivotal role, doesn't necessarily have to be. It needs to be someone who's going to link up. He needs to be someone who's going to draw players in. He's going to have to be crafty. He's going to have to be a bit of everything, an all-rounder. Yes, you want him to be a goal scorer, but it's made me think he doesn't have to be. So when there are players that Arsenal get linked to, if you look at their goal scoring stats and they're not blowing the roof off, that's not going to worry me. It's about more what they can do for the team, because it's so important to have a team player in that position there. Rob Holding.
Yeah, I thought Holding did all right when he come on. He slotted in there, and to be honest with you, I can see why. I think there's a few times now that Holding's come on and he's done a job in the cup. Oh no. Funny that. But it's like a few times that he's come on. Sorry, people out there. I've got to be professional here. Right. But no, it's a few times now he's came on in like an FA Cup match or a League Cup match or he's come on and sub it. And to be honest, Rob Holding's not let us stand. And I think he's just another one who's just joined in with the crowd and the bandwagon, and he's part of the boys, and he's improved. And I haven't got really a lot to again. I can see why probably he might be the one who's staying. So yeah, Rob, good performance yesterday. Difficult for you to come on when you did.
Always for a defender.
Yeah, and I'll give you a 7 as well, mate.
Yeah, I got a lot of time for Rob Holding. He he got a new contract. Some people were wary of it, but I see him as a backup centre back who you'd be able to bring in for a couple of games and with no worries. Yeah, I don't mind Rob Holding. He does a job, and he come on and done a job yesterday. Saying people will have difference of opinion, but there's no denying that there's improvement with the team. Some let their hatred for Arteta cloud their judgment. It's like they can't do anything right. Yeah, we try to ignore them.
Yeah.
Lacazette is making the young boys shine, captain material. That's why he's part of that leadership group. And at the moment, it's working. So continue. That performance yesterday, sex with no happy ending. Yeah, tell me about it. Tragic. I have even more respect for Laka, Abba, his mate. Yes, you're right. He could have sulked and turned on Arteta. However, he's out there giving everything. True professional. Do what you're paid for. 100%.
Yeah, good comment. Good comment.
100%. 100%. New name there. Come and hit that subscribe button. Thank you for joining us in the chat. A couple of really good comments in there so far. Yeah, totally agree. Who else? Smith Rowe.
Yeah, Smith Rowe. He didn't do a lot, did he? When he came on, he was sort of. He came on late. Yeah, I think by the time Smith Rowe came on, everything was going off, weren't it? Everything was going like, and it was like,
it was. Do
you know what I mean? Everything was starting to get to that messy stage where there was fouls being, everyone having a go at someone, and and it was difficult for him to get in the game.
Yeah,
but didn't do anything wrong. As I say, it was a very, very difficult time because obviously it was much later. He came on than Rob Holding. And the game was sort of getting, it wasn't turning into the game then. It was all sort of everybody trying to be professional.
More of a war.
More of a war, yeah. I'll give him 6.
Yeah, all right. And El Nene came on as well, didn't
he? Yeah. Do you know what? I love El Nene, and he just didn't. There's games where he plays and he can play 90 minutes, or he can come on as a sub, and he fits in. But he just didn't look right there. I was looking at him, and he was like, I don't think even here. I think he was sick. I think he even was standing there at one point. He was looking around, thinking, "No, I wish you never brought me on in this."
The level was up yesterday, and I don't think Tierney could keep up with it.
Exactly that.
Everyone's raising their game, and he's hit his bar. Like we know what
he said. He was like, "I can't keep up with this lot." But I'll give you a 5, Mohammed.
All right. And Albert, aka AirPod Albert, Stevenberg.
Well, the way we've been talking today, I mean, we went to Man City, best side in the Premiership.
Europe.
For me, played them off the park. For me, should have won the game. For me, we was robbed from the very first minute. We had them on toast, and so for me, it's got to be a 10. It's got to be a 10. This is probably the first. I mean, I've been excited before, when we've played games and we've been buzzing and what a great performance that. But this, I don't know if you agree, Kieran. This is something a bit different. This feels different. This feels there's something extra. We've played Tottenham, we've played Villas and Leicester's. We've been praising Smith Rowe's and Martinelli's, and we've got excited over Ramsdale and Gabriel's and Tierney's, and the way Xhaka's getting better and better, and etc. etc. But yesterday felt different, and it don't know what. It just felt different. There's something happening. It's something happening.
It did feel different, and it feels different in general. Not just the plethora of young talent that's coming through, which we're talking about in levels of the potential world-class players across every position. But it's also the players that aren't playing, the youngsters that are coming through. Everyone's buzzing about everyone. I put a tweet out a few months ago where I said the under-23s, every time I see a fixture, there's a new star on there. There's a new player on there where we're like, oh, he's playing in there now, and he's playing in there, and he's playing in now. And and you're seeing that's another Arteta type player. I totally agree with the buzz, the feeling, and it is different. It feels very different because it's a different type of player. They're all young, whereas beforehand they weren't all young, youngish, but it feels different. And yesterday's game, it'd be interesting to see if they can take that into the Liverpool game. If they can carry on to the trajectory that they have from the second half of last season to now, the end of the season is going to be exciting to see where we are and what we do in the summer, because this is a serious team.
Do you know what I think? Yesterday's game would have done a lot. I mean, I know we're not in the Champions League yet, we're not in Europe yet, and look, let's not make this mistake. You know, we'll say what Arteta would say. He'll still say that we've still got a long way to go.
We still have a long way to go.
Yeah, we've still got a long way to go, and we have, because we'll say it quietly in here, so no one else hears. So don't tell no one else out there, not like no one else is watching. But we want the title. We want to be up there in the Champions League. We want to hear that music again. And I think watching that, seeing yesterday, like with me and Kieran just said, we said that it felt different. There's going to be a lot of players now in the next couple of weeks who are going to look at that game and think, oh yeah, I didn't fancy Arsenal before this, and there might be a Valavic who might be going, who wanted to give us the elbow before, might think, maybe there is something going on there, and and what I'm talking about, maybe that game, the bar went up a little bit more as far as bringing players to the club, and and that will that will lift off the rest of our players we've already got. So yeah, very exciting.
Yeah. Sorry, hold on. We've got another couple of ratings that have come in. We've got, I don't know what his name was, but I'm going to call him AirPod Andy. He gets a 10 for having to listen to Mikel Arteta for 90 minutes. Because I could only imagine what Mikel Arteta was saying throughout that game while he's trying to direct what's going on the pitch while listening to Sky Sports and watching the game on that, or however he was listening to it. And the ball boy, you're completely right in the comment section. The ball boy for not giving Bernardo Silva the ball back. Brilliant. See, this is what I mean when we talk about the 12th man, the 13th man, the 40th man. This togetherness. Yeah, it's exciting to see. If I can see similar to what I grew up with Arsenal in my lifetime again, I'll be a very, very happy man. I can't stop smiling because if we can have that with this team, these rumours of Saka, Liverpool want Saka. You can want Saka all you want.
That's rubbish.
You can want Saka all you want.
Why would he want to go to you anyway?
He wouldn't.
Why?
They're talking about dying. They're talking about they would die for this club. Some of these players that didn't even come through the ranks of this team were talking about dying for the club, dying for the badge. Do you understand what's going on here? What's this?
Have we got a new comment? New one in there. Ordinary person.
Okay, don't shout at me. City fan here at the game. Felt Arsenal outplayed and tried looking
A tired
looking City. Decisions aside, be patient with Arteta. He will come good. Said it to Arsenal mates month ago. 100%. I'm not shouting you, ordinary person, come and join us. Smash that subscribe button. I appreciate what you're saying there, mate. Much appreciated. We also, if you subscribe to the channel, we also have Man City stuff on. We've got loads of Man City friends. Got loads of Man City transfer news. Don't worry. Join us every Wednesday. Especially from now on, the Transfer Exchange show. So come and smash that subscribe button. That's it. Gone a little bit over, but it was bound to. Could you imagine if we won yesterday? How it would have been now?
Be going on for 2 hours. Just one more thing. One more man of the match. Man of the match.
Yeah, man of the match. Who's your man of the match?
There's so many people. It could have been Saka, could have been Martinelli, could have been Tierney, could have been so many. But for me, I think from minute 1 to minute 90, I'm giving it to Thomas Partey. I thought he was excellent yesterday.
Excellent. I think he's been everyone's man of the match. We're about to go through a period of many games with only one striker. Plus, even after AFCON, we're not sure if Abel will play. Will they be tempted to go in for another option in January? I guess it's saying there. Go on, Steve. Just quickly.
You'll certainly know here first and I'll know first. But will they be going? They've got Lokonga, who they will bring him in to replace Thomas Partey. And is he going away as well? Is he going to?
No, he's Belgium.
No, he's Belgium, right? Yeah, no. Lokonga is, he'll be Xhaka's partner for the foreseeable while they're away, and I can't see another central midfield player coming in because once you've also got Charlie Patino, who can play just in the front now. They can play with Odegaard, and then Thomas Partey will be back. So to buy another central midfield player really wouldn't make a lot of sense because it would be very difficult to bring a central midfield player in and then to say to him, we're only going to play just for a few games, and that's not the way. Players won't have that.
No, so, it's long term. It's long term signing. I think Mikel Arteta said it before. They won't be doing like a short term with regards to. It's got a long term plan. I mean, striker. I think he was asking about as well.
Yes, well, a striker is there's Arsenal want a striker. From what I've been hearing over the last couple of days, the guy Arsenal want is Vlahovic, but it doesn't look like he wants to come to Arsenal. There's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. These are all true rumours. But that one wouldn't happen until the summer. And you've got Kulusevski. That's Arsenal heavily linked with. There's been Manchester United and Spurs that have now been in touch with him. I was actually told by contacting Juventus. So it's in the next few days. It's going to be really interesting to see, who will come in. And again, you look at the forward line now. There's, from what I've been told, you could have to wait until the summer because of. It's very awkward in January for a start. And from the way that the forwards are playing at the moment, again, you're looking at bringing someone in who's just sort of more or less like a bench player. And the players that want to leave in January are players that are on the bench or can't get a game at their clubs and want to come in and start. Mm-hmm. And those players are not about in January. They are about in the summer, but not in January. So don't be shocked if nobody comes in for Arsenal of a big note. But it's and then as I say, Kieran just said it. This is the place to be. And and on the Transfer Exchange show on Wednesdays, and we'll have it first for you.
Yep. Make sure you hit that subscribe and hit that notifications button so you don't miss a thing. All right. Thank you for joining us today, Steve.
Welcome, mate. Yeah, pleasure.
All right, and thank you for joining us, everyone in the comment section today. We're very good. This is what I want to see every single show, guys. This is what I want to see. Plenty of comments in there. Thank you very much. New names, loving it. Thank you very much today. Very appreciate your time and effort. Johnny, Calesto, who else have we got in there? Nathan. Who else have we got in there? Slice X. Nice name. Ordinary person. Nothing ordinary about your comments today. Thank you very much for joining us. Smash that subscribe button. All right. Thank you very much, people. Peace out. Stay safe. And wash your hands.